Hey everyone, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. How are you doing today? I hope you are well. So this is part 3 of karma. Okay, so all the questions you guys have had in the community related to karmic debt, how karma comes about in our lives, how we carry it from one generation to another. And if you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, feel free to continue watching this video and then, oops, look, we have a visitor. And then there she is up there too, from one of our community members, drew that for me. Not drew it, but I think it's chalk, if I remember correctly. It's so beautiful. Anyways, if you want to remember, okay, I'm not going to start this over because now you can see like what happens to people. This is why people edit. Okay, so anyways, I got a little distracted, but I'm not going to edit just because I think it's funny. It's like a blooper, you know what I mean? Okay, so center myself. If you would like to watch episodes 1 and 2, I will post them here and here, which will show up at the end of the video. Okay, so when this video is over, you'll have an option. You can click on other things to watch on our channel. So I will post part 1 and 2 right there. Okay, all right. And if you're new to the channel, I would suggest that you go to our Start Here playlist that I will put right there at the end of the video. It'll show up. All right, so today we have a lot of questions. We have 26, I believe, 26 or 25. And the last 5 are about karmic debt that F45 has acquired, perhaps. We'll find out. So it's questions that you guys had about his karmic debt. And I am all for answering questions about F45. If you're wondering who that is, that's our current acting person who's acting like he's president. And yes, I do have a bias. That's a normal thing for human beings to have. If you're wondering which side I sit on, it's not in support of him. So, anyways, if you want to have more questions, especially I could do a separate video on just his karma or Leon's karma or whoever. It's kind of interesting, you know, because really the reason I like to do it, because we have soul contract videos on F45. I'll post one of them right. Just look on the screen afterwards. I'll post it there. And watching those, it's actually quite helpful from a spiritual perspective to consider what the spirit guides are telling us about his soul contract, about his karma. Okay, so it's just, and when you learn about somebody else, you can learn about yourself more as well. All right, so that's why I don't mind answering those kind of questions. And as long as you can stay as centered as possible. And if you don't feel centered after you listen to things regarding him, then that's, then you work on that. You know what I mean? Then you're like, okay, deep breath. I got to do a little centering. Okay. So that's what I do anyways. All right. So like I said, we have about 25 questions and I'm just going to get started. So I always have a little prayer in case you're new here. I don't have the fireplace going today. I'm a little warm. So I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it's only of the light. Amen. They're already excited to talk to us. Hey, you guys. Hello. All right. So are you, can you please look at the questions in front of me from the community? Are those questions that you are comfortable answering today? So yes. All right. You're going to see a yes and a no on the screen here so that you could follow along. I'll also say what it is. Now, I've had a couple community members say that I should say thank you in between questions, which I am not going to do because I don't think I need to. And it's just a repetitive thing that you guys don't need to hear over and over again. But let's ask, because now I'm curious. So is it important to you, my spirit guides, for me to thank you after your answer after each question? No. Okay. I mean, I can certainly thank them. I have a relationship with them, so don't worry about it. You thank your own spirit guides. I'll work with mine. All right. So, so I don't think that's necessary. Okay. All right. Okay. Number 1. Is our purpose of the life review process to give souls the opportunity to meditate on their karmic debt? Oh, yes. So if you're wondering what the life review process is, surprise, surprise, we have I think two or three parts on life reviews. So once you pass away, you cross the veil, you go to heaven, however you refer to it. You die, however you refer to it. There is a life review process that we all go through, and we've got 2 or 3 parts on that. So you're going to find all of these videos in the Ask the Spirit Guides playlist. Okay. And in fact, I will just list that one here. Ask the Spirit Guides playlist. All right. Lots of good stuff in there. I'd encourage you to explore it. You can even bookmark that playlist and, you know, kind of go through and learn a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I've been learning so much because I have never asked them as many questions as you guys have been asking. And I just would never, so I've been learning just so much about this. Okay, so that's what this first question is about the life review process. Number 2, so if yes, that we meditate on our karmic debt when we go through the life review process. So they already said yes. Okay. Is this to allow the soul to reach an aha moment of inspiration about how to go back or how to go about resolving at least some of the karmic debt? Okay, so the answer is no to that. So I'm sorry, you guys. This is the weirdest video ever. Besides my blooper in the beginning, and I don't know, I got an itch on my nose. I must have cat fur on my. Okay, so that's interesting. So I think we'd have to go back to the life review process to understand that question a little bit more, or the answer to that. If I remember correctly about life reviews, I almost have to go back and listen to it. So is part of our life review process to have aha moments of inspiration? No. Okay. Is it really just to see what impact we had on the world, whether positive or negative? Okay. And to see how much we grew, maybe? Evolved? Okay. Yes. Okay. So, interesting. Number 3, if we manage to clear our personal karma, do we simultaneously clear the karma our children have gotten from us? Oh, yes. Okay, so this deserves a little backstory. So according to Diana Cooper in The Golden Future, it's a book we're currently reading, which is why we get a lot of these, why I keep talking about it right now, because we're currently reading it in the Spirit Circle, which is the membership for the channel. So one of the things she channeled is what happens with karma is when your parents pass away, or anybody who is a parent, when they pass away, that their karma that they haven't cleared is passed down to their children. And like for me, I don't have any children. So that then gets passed down to my nieces and nephews. Are you excited, Lob? Oh, poor Lob. I'll try to do as much clearing as I can, okay? So, and cousins too, I believe. So you'll have to check that book out just to understand more about that. So it sounds like if you clear your personal karma, you do simultaneously clear the karma our children have gotten from us. Is that true? Wow. Okay, so that's even quite slightly, actually. I did read that a little differently the second time. So they even if you haven't passed in your children, maybe have some karma they've gotten from you. It all kind of gets cleared. Okay, wide swing on that. Okay, for those of you who see both of them moving, see that? That's a really obvious yes, right? The other one's moving a little bit. Just a quick explanation that it's just the energy. I can't even see it moving from my end, to be honest. It just looks like it more from that end. So, okay, number 4. For some adopted children, is being adopted a way to break the cycle of generational patterns? They're already saying yes. And allow for the karmic debt of their birth families to be neutralized? What? Wow. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, wow. Is that why some spirits come to Earth, souls come to Earth and agree to adoption? And is that why, let's just say from the child's perspective, do they agree to the adoption for that reason? Maybe for other reasons too, but and then is that why like maybe the birth parents will also in their soul contracts agree to adoption? Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting. Really wide swings on that one. Look at that. They're very excited to answer that. Okay. There may be some people here who really needed to hear that for some reason. I'm not sure because that energy was really strong. When we take, number 5, when we take abandoned animals into our family, does this help us clear karma for ourselves? Aw, yes. When we take any animals into our family, does it help clear karma? Yes. Okay, so animals are a karmic clearing. Do they help? They just help. Yeah. They probably, my guess is, help us not gain a lot additional karma. Is that true too? Only because they're so. I read something about cats and I can't quite get the verbiage down. I'd have to look this up again. That dogs and cats are quite different, where dogs are like a companion for people, but cats are more for helping the spiritual growth of their humans. Something like that. I can't, if you guys remember, if anybody has ever read something like that, if you could put it in the comments, I'll have to find that and then bring it to the channel at some point. It's fascinating. Okay, so yes, animals. I didn't have an animal until I was 26, was the first time I ever had. We had a dog when we were growing up for like 5 days. I think we named it Pepper. And we didn't get to keep it because we didn't take care of it like we said we would. So the dog went back. And I don't think any of us cared. At the time, we were too busy. We're like, okay. So, oh, poor Pepper. Wonder whatever happened to Pepper. So yeah, I didn't really have a pet until I was 26. I got my first kitty when I was 26. All right. Her name was Maxie. She was like absolutely the love of my life. Oh my gosh. Wow. Her and I were so connected. In fact, my husband and I secretly believe, well, not secretly, but we just suspect that Lucy, the one you saw here earlier, we got her, she was 6 months old when Lucy died. We got her a week later. I was so depressed. I mean, I was just so sad. And it really helped getting another cat. She really helped with the grieving process. But she was so crazy, like wild at 6 months. And then when she turned like 2 years old, her personality completely changed and she got really scared and timid and, scaredy cat type of cat. And that's how Maxie was. So she completely changed her personality. And we kind of think Maxie did a walk-in. I've never actually asked these guys. I'm in a weird mood today, aren't I? Just go with me today, please. Meaning that you're getting all the stories today too. So did Maxie walk into, yeah, they're already saying yes. Oh, wow. Okay. So is the soul of Lucy the same soul as Maxie? Wow. It's interesting because I don't have the same connection though with her as I did with Maxie. But it's probably because I had to deal with that pain. I probably guarded myself a little bit. I don't know. All right. Let's see. Number 6. Do we have ancestral debt because we are actually our own ancestors reincarnated? Oh, that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. Thank you for asking that. Right. That makes so much sense. So do we have ancestral karmic debt from ancestors that we have not, like from our ancestors that we were not actually us? Oh, ding, 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 ding. Whoever asked that, good job. Good job. Wow, that's really interesting. We're getting down to the bottom of things now. All right, number 7. To clear karmic debt, do you have to get your karmic debt down to 0? No. If no, do you just have to put more good than harm into the world? Yes. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. All right. And just a reminder, you guys, in the energy clearing playlist, we've got playlists on the channel. In the energy clearing playlist, there is an energy clearing for karma. Okay. So feel free to dive into that. And there are other energy clearings. There's one for abundance, which is amazing. Some people have had some amazing results with that. So, all right. Number 10. Is bad luck just due to your karma? Yes. Okay. So is there such a thing as bad luck? No. So everything has a reason, right? It's not, there's no, is there such thing as good luck? No. Okay. So it's all energy, vibration, karma related? Yes. Interesting. Okay. Number 9. Is it possible to work off all karmic debt before we die and live the last years of our lives happily free of karmic debt? Yes. Do many people who live like into their 80s and 90s, is that kind of the intention? Oh, wow. Yes. Oh, interesting. Huh. We could do a whole other session on that. All right. Number 8. I think I skipped around here a little bit. Number 8. It's number 8, but we already did 9 and 10. So I skipped number 8. Again, it's just this video. It's just a weird video. So do last rites. So last rites when we pass, that I believe is a Catholic tradition. Do last rites erase karmic debt? No. Okay. I don't know any other thing to clarify on that. So if you guys have additional questions, let me know or let us know in the comments. All right, number 11. Are the earthquakes, volcanoes, strong weather patterns we have recently experienced, is that Gaia releasing karmic debt? Yes. Because Gaia is because we're cleansing the earth to go to 5D. Is that correct? Okay. Again, the golden future. It's helpful to read that book to know what we're talking about. And I talk about it on the channel here and there. And that is Gaia, like that's something that Gaia needs to do. Mother Earth needs to purge that karma, correct? Yeah. And again, that's something that she says in the book, that the cosmos, I mentioned this during coffee this morning, actually, the cosmos, the universe, all the negative energy has been sent down to Earth. We're kind of that pinpoint, just like the negative energy of Earth has been sent to South Africa. So we're clearing that too. And we're being asked right now, according to that book, to send as much golden light to South Africa to help it come up. And then it also will help the Earth as well, is what she just said. I just read it recently, so. Okay, it's just kind of fun to explore, isn't it? That's all we're doing is exploring here. Nobody's saying this is the right way or the only way. It's just exploration. That's all it is. All right. Number 12. Did the 150 whales plus whales who beached themselves, I never even heard that, was it due to underwater volcanic activity? Oh, were they saved? I'll have to read up on that. Did you guys ever see the movie? It was something about, it was whales, it was a young girl. I don't remember the name of the movie now. If you guys remember, put it in the comments, but you got to see it. It was so good. So good. All right. This is the weirdest video. The weirdest video ever. But I'm going to go with it. Again, you know, this is just the way it goes sometimes. Oh, number 13. Is Earth the only place in the universe that has karma? Yes. Oh, sure. That's why the 4D cosmos gets to send it to us. That's not nice. Is that going to be the case? My understanding is we're getting rid of karma as a concept going into the 5D. Is that correct? Yes. So God, basically, source, all the spirits who are, you know, we're going around having different experiences places. We have decided as a collective, basically, that karma is no longer a necessary experience. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Well, that would be great. So once that happens, again, according to the golden future, that one, you know, all like people who pass are going to be taking the karma with them. People who passed during COVID took a bunch of karma with them. That was their last act of service work, which is amazing. So just, you know, it's just, there's so many big things. There's so many things going on that our logical brains or our egos don't really understand. And that's really what this channel is about, is just exploring all those different things. And everybody's going to take different parts of the information that's shared here and take what's good for you and leave the rest, you know, because that's what your soul is telling you is right for you to understand and grow from, and then leave the rest behind, because there's only so much you can process. There's only so much I can process, especially because I listen to myself twice a day talk about this stuff. And I keep making so many notes in my bullet journal that, you know, that's why I started taking days off, because I'm like, I can't process all this information. It was getting to be you know, I want to be able to process it with you guys, you know. Okay, so number 14. That whole whale thing, though, that's interesting. I do want to look that one up. Okay, so we talked about, is Earth the only place in the universe that has karma? Yes. Okay, 14. If you consciously forgive and ask for forgiveness, does that balance karmic debt? No. So I don't really know how to expand on that. I wonder why. Why doesn't asking for forgiveness balance karmic debt? I'm not really sure how to expand on that. So if you guys have additional questions, we can ask in part 4. All right. Number 15. When you forgive someone on the other side, does it help lift the heaviness of your karmic debt? No. So the follow-up question was, if yes, does it help lift the heaviness of their karmic debt? No. So there's something about forgiveness. So we could actually, if you guys have questions on not just karma, but just forgiveness in general, we could do at least one video on forgiveness. Like, what's the purpose? I think in general we kind of know, but if you have things from a more spiritual perspective, and I'm curious about this now because they're saying it's not. So are you saying that karma is not related to forgiveness? Is that basically? Okay. So somehow it's not related. Okay. Number 16, are blessings the opposite of curses? No. Once again, sometimes I can really expand on stuff, but sometimes you guys come up with stuff that I'm like, because I just don't have a lot of experience with curses. So number 17, do blessings accumulate positive karma? Because I'd have to really think about blessings too, like what that means. So yes. Okay, really wide swing. Okay, so you heard me go, I had to, I really had to look up the word blessing too, because I see that it's mostly related to Catholicism, it looks like, or the Bible, maybe other religions that use the Bible too. But there's a whole bunch of different explanations, but this one kind of resonates with me. It's under vocabulary.com, and it's a blessing as a prayer asking for divine protection or a little gift from the heavens. It's also any act of approving, like when your roommate, this might get a little, like when your roommate wants to move out and you give her your blessings. So you're actually, when you give somebody your blessing, you're giving them, asking for divine protection. Okay, that's interesting. So in that case, that question, are blessings the opposite of curses? So you're asking for divine protection versus putting a curse on somebody. They did say no to that. So do blessings accumulate positive karma? So that part, again, like blessings, you're basically asking for divine protection. Oh, okay. So yes. Okay. Well, this is an area, obviously, I need a little bit more experience with. So yeah, interesting. Hopefully the answer to that, many of you will understand that more than I do. So number 18, is the notion of Jesus dying for our sins a way to encourage people to clear karmic debt? Oh, yes. Yes. And guess what? We have like 3 parts, I believe, on Jesus's. We're actually talking to Jesus specifically. We asked if he could come in, and we are talking to him. So if you haven't seen the Jesus, under Ask the Spirit Guides playlist again, right there at the end of this video. Okay, let's see. Those were great videos. I did those around Christmas time. Number 19, is karma neither good nor bad? Let's ask that part first. Oh, yes, but rather a lesson learned or not learned. There you go. Yes. Okay, ding, ding, ding. All right, number 20. Could it be that processing our bad karma, which is a little contradictory to the last question, could it be that processing our bad karma could mean living with pain in our current life? Oh, yes. Is that a way, so people who do have chronic pain, is that like they're doing a service to the world basically by clearing their karma through with that pain? Wow, yes. So hopefully that feels like a blessing to you. I know a pain is just unbelievable. Ugh. And in fact, if everybody could just send love and light right now to everybody living with chronic pain, because it is, or any kind of illness, any kind of blessings, you can send them right now. Let's just send lots of blessings and thank them for clearing that karmic debt for the world. So let's try to make it as light and comfortable as possible. I think you can ask for that. Okay. All right, so these last 5 questions, if you're not interested in F45, then it might be a good time to click off. These might be helpful though. So, okay, so is it true that a part of DJT's F45's soul contract is to shake things up in the US and in the world? Yes. And this was asked during his soul contract. So we're just kind of doing some clarifying here first before the questions. So, and he was meant to be a disruptor, is that correct? Yes, and he was meant to come here to show where the gaps are in democracy in the republic. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. So then the question is, number 21, has he veered off of his soul contract plan? Yes. If yes, is he collecting karmic debt because he's not on the intended path? Yes. So the idea is that as he gone, so he was meant to be a disruptor, but did he need to be such a negative disruptor? No. Okay. And so he's gone just maybe a little too far? Yes. Okay. So so then the next part was, if he is still on his intended path, is he still on his intended path? No. Okay. So let's see. Is he collecting? I'm still going to ask this. If he's still on his intended path, is he collecting karmic debt due to the chaos he has caused in the United States in the last month? Yes. So even though he's not on his intended path, he is collecting karmic debt. Okay. I mean, can you guys imagine? I mean, how much chaos? In my opinion, it's more chaos than even Hitler did, because the communication back then in the 30s and 40s, by the time information got around, it wasn't the every hour, boom, boom, boom. And this is around the world. It wasn't as around the world. There was a lot of people that didn't know what was going on. There was people that had no idea there was concentration camps until it was over, even in Germany. So they had to literally, the Russians literally brought Germans to the concentration camps because they were in denial that he would do that. It's the same thing with F-45. It's like you have to slap them in the face, not literally, don't do it literally, but they have to be slapped up against the head and actually, even when they're shown it, they don't believe it. Even when they are shown what it looked like on January 6th, they still don't believe that that's what happened. If they actually, even if they were physically there, they still, it's like, that's what happens with the brain. It's a brain thing, you know? Like literally the Germans had to be shown the concentration camps because they would not believe that that would happen. Because it's not even in their purview, you know, their consciousness before. So, isn't that fascinating? Very fascinating. Sad too, but well, that's because the whole cosmos keeps dumping their negative energy on us. Stop it. Stop it. I think they are stopping it. So are they stopping it? Okay. All right, good. Where is it going to go then? That's the question. I don't know. Nobody's asked that question. All right. Number 22. Is it true that F-45 is the most disapproved president in the history of the United States of all time? Yes. And especially like his first month or whatever. I think I saw that like he's at the bottom for both terms of his first month. So was his approval rating really 53% a week ago? Like legit 53%? No. Okay. Yeah. It was like, there's no way. That had to have been manipulated. So then the question is, someone wants to know, is his approval rating below 40%? Yes. Is it below 30%? Yes. And so are the polls right now, are they worth trusting at this point? No. Okay. Okay. So is F-45's karmic debt showing in his low approval rating? Oh, yes. It's kind of an interesting way to see it. Number 24, are the extra 6 billion souls here on Earth today? So as part of the Golden Future, the book, I will list them below if you guys are interested in taking a look at it. There's actually a card deck too, Oracle card deck. I have them over there, but, and there's actually one right up there. So she says that Earth is meant to hold 2 billion people. And right now there's 8 billion because before we move into the 5D, the golden future, there's all these souls who asked Source if they could come down to clear their karmic debt, and that they didn't do a very good job of it. It's probably they accumulated more. So, so there's 6 billion extra souls on Earth right now having a spiritual experience or a human experience. And so the question again was, are the extra 6 billion souls here on Earth today, are they today to clear, I misread this. Oh, that's interesting. I misread this. Okay, let's read it again. But okay, so the way they answered before was fine. I mean, to that question, but this one's interesting actually. Are the extra 6 billion souls here on Earth today, are they here to clear MAGA's, I say MAGA, MAGA's karma? What? Yes. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I don't even know how to go. That's another one. I'm not quite sure how to take that. I'll have to think about that. Okay, number 25. This is the last question. Did F45 intend for his post, "Long Live the King," to be a joke? That's how incredibly insensitive he is. Yes. If yes, did the majority of the United States find it funny? No. Did the majority of the world find it funny? No. Hence his approval rating, especially because it came out from the White House. Yeah, interesting. Okay, you guys, thank you for allowing me to bumble around today. I appreciate it. It's just one of those days, bumbling. Maybe I'll see you at Coffee with Karen tomorrow. So I hope so. And check out one of the videos that's going to come up on the screen. Probably it's up right now. A couple playlists, a couple videos. I'm not even sure what I said I would put up. I know the karma one I will. The other karma, and then the 2 playlists. So all right, have a good one. Bye-bye.